This is Dr. Dexter Wise III encouraging you to keep getting up. Proverbs 24:16 says, "For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity." This single verse states 3 obvious yet often overlooked facts. Let me just emphasize the first one today. The first fact is that just people do fall. Just people do fall. We're not surprised to hear that the intoxicated fall, the high fall, the wicked fall, the unrighteous fall, the criminal fall, the unscrupulous fall, the evil fall. They're supposed to fall. In fact, we hope they fall. But every now and then we hear that the just do fall. I mean, not just stumble, I mean they fall. Hit the ground fall. Break a bone fall. Hurt yourself fall. Call a doctor fall. Ruin your reputation fall. Make a mistake fall. Stain your name fall. Lose your house fall. Mess your marriage up fall. When the just fall, they lose their balance. They are no longer on even keel. They lose their control of their mind and their emotions. They lose their upright status. They can no longer claim to be upright. The list is long of just people who have fallen. Adam fell to peer pressure of his wife. Abraham fell to lying in order to save his own life. Moses fell to anger as he smote the rock. David fell to the lust for another man's wife. Samson fell to the sweet delights of Delilah. Peter fell to cowardice after a question by a little girl in the Garden of Gethsemane. Here's my single message to you today. So, you made a mistake. You messed up big time. Join the club. Stop beating yourself up. A saint is just a sinner who fell down and got up. So, every time you fall, just keep getting up. This is Dr. Dexter Wise III encouraging you to keep getting up. Proverbs 24:16 says, "For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity." The first obvious but often overlooked fact suggested by this verse is that the just do fall. But the second often overlooked point of this text is that the just fall, but the just fall frequently. They fall 7 times. Sometimes they are pushed, sometimes they are tripped, sometimes they slip, sometimes they even jump. The just may fall, and the just do fall, but why is that? Why do they keep on falling? Well, not to give you permission or make excuses, but there are some reasons to admit it. They are human, and they can't help it. They're just plain human. That's why the just do fall. They and we are frail, we're fragile, we're fickle. We are not to sorrow as those who have no hope, but we still are to sorrow. Don't forget, Jesus wept. And every time I try to do good, says Paul, evil is always present. I am human and I can't help it. But not only are they human and they can't help it, but they're human and they forget it. Sometimes pride goeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. That's Proverbs 16:18. And our pride, we get smart, we get technological, we get rich, we have possessions, we have power, and our pride makes us forget that we are human. So because of that, we fall. And then they fall, not only because they're human and they can't help it, and they're human and they forget it, but also because they are targets and they can't afford it. Remember what God said to Satan? He said, "Have you considered my servant Job?" That made him a target. There are forces trying to trip you. There are people trying to push you. No wonder that you fall. But just remember, a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got up. So every time you fall, just keep getting up. This is Dr. Dexter Wise III encouraging you to keep getting up. Proverbs 24:16 says, "For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity." The first obvious but often overlooked fact suggested by this verse is that the just do fall. The second often overlooked fact suggested by this text is that the just fall frequently. They fall 7 times. But the third obvious and yet often overlooked fact that this text teaches us is that even though the just do fall, and they do fall frequently, they keep getting up. They keep getting up. Because the fall does not have to be fatal or final. It can be fruitful. When you fall, remember to fall forward. You can't help but fall, but don't fall backwards, don't fall sideways, fall forward. And when you fall, fall with purpose, even if you don't fall on purpose. In other words, give a purpose to your fall. Learn something on your way down. Learn something while you're down, and learn something getting up. Because when the just